A lot of people are struggling, so you have to tell me what's going on.
Listen, you're never going to have 100% of the people that are in prosperity. That's impossible. But when you look at the majority of Americans right now are doing much better now than they were 4 years ago.
How about the best jobs market in 50 years? The longest bull market run in history, the longest economic expansion that the U.S. has ever seen.
Let me remind you of a few things. One, there are people in this country who are working 2 and 3 jobs. Forget about trying to make ends meet. They're putting 2 ends together, hoping they meet.
Antjuan, if this were happening under Barack Obama, you would be doing a jig now.
Well, no. You all did not give Barack Obama credit for the failure of the Bush economy.
No.
I'm sorry. The Republicans did not give him credit.
You can obviously argue anything about any recovery at any time under any president, but you have to look at this and across the spectrum, as Susan pointed out, whether you like President Trump, whether you don't like him, that this is pretty historic. This is pretty big stuff.
Cavuto, you will not.
I love
You will not. I'm one of the red Democrats that will give the president his marbles when he's done well. However,
you've never done that.
I have.
Oh, yeah.
I've given him credit. However, I will also point out the fact of where he's had failures. There's an increase of population called working class people who are going arguably backwards in this country because of this economy.
Well, John, what about that? One of the notions that's been raised, especially in the swing states where Democrats are certainly not going to make the mistake they did 4 years ago and ignore them, that it's not really benefited all of them, and that maybe because of the trade stuff and all, while the impact has been less than what some had thought, it's still significant, and it could turn on the president.
Working poor is what we call it.
Well, there are, first of all, there's record low unemployment numbers with African Americans, with all Americans. That's undeniable, number one. The problem has not been solved, and the president is taking a gamble with these tariffs.
So flip that around to Antjuan's point. Why isn't the president benefiting more? Is it the impeachment stuff? Is it the fact that people aren't feeling it? What is it?
Well, yeah, I think it's just the cloud of the media cycle. I mean, that's why Adam Schiff,
by you all.
No, that's why Adam Schiff, the leader of the circus, and Nancy Pelosi are driving this. That is their hope, that they can keep distraction from the economic issues.
Well, could I flip it around, and Susan, help me, because you cover the markets very well, and I always tend to think, I always tend to think markets aren't red or blue, they're green. They love money.
Yes.
And they don't care who's in the White House as long as they're making money.
Right.
I mean, making a lot of money under this president. I think they want to pass on impeachment if they could, just like they were making a lot of money under Bill Clinton. They wanted to pass on impeachment if they could. They did.
Right.
So I think that is the backdrop for this.
I think people have to remember that when they were trying to impeach Bill Clinton, the markets rallied 30% in the months afterwards. And that's kind of what's expected right now. The markets don't like this impeachment inquiry. And I don't even think they watch a lot of it, frankly, on the New York Stock Exchange floor, because it is about money. They've made 40% since the day that President Trump got into office. And they're just trying to ride this.
That's when Antjuan started investing. That day.
But here's the thing. What we've seen in this economy, here's what I'll give the president credit. There's a group of people in this country who's benefited tremendously. Those are at the top. But the people he promised, Cavuto, working class people in some of those swing states, they have not.
So tell that to Nancy Pelosi.
You're not being fair and balanced here. Be fair and balanced here, and take your Democratic hat. Think about every single demographic group that is looking at record low unemployment. You would herald this as a godsend under any other president. You just hate this one.
No, I don't. Here's what I would tell you.
Yes, you do to infinity.
Here's what I'll tell you. Just because the unemployment is low does not mean their quality of life has improved.
Do the markets distinguish? Do they distinguish?
Listen, Seawright, listen to me. It is undeniable, as we're all saying. It's not to gang up on Antjuan here, but
sure it is.
You can't. Well, okay. Well, you can't refute what's going on.
Fair and balanced right here, Boo.
Look. The market sees what's going on here. They ignore President Trump's style, and they're looking at substance.
We shall see. All right. I want to thank all of you very, very much here. Fair and balanced. We're just following the green. You got it, Seawright. We'll have more.